guess we'll find out. I mean, this is an art stream today. Um, I guess, yeah, I know. That's why I'm named Yo. 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 I need to change, uh, um, there's some arts. Foxo doing, oh, what is it? Isn't there like a... That's not... Yo. Alright, fine. You're just gonna fucking stay. Yes. Because... Fuck me, I suppose. Art. I don't understand why art is just a thing. I don't know. Just doing some arts. I really can care less about the YouTube side of things, so I'm just gonna do that. I'm just like, fuck it. Doing an art. I've, I've done a little bit of a change in things. Just doing some art stuff. Hopefully everything is gonna be fine. I can do, yeah, I mean, there's, I don't have any evidence. It's okay, I'm okay. I'm just horrifically not prepared, but I'm fine. I'm not fine, but just gonna keep saying I'm fine. Just fighting the technology, don't see what I'm doing. I'm just using Void Linux because reasons, and I also want minimal instead of desktop because I'm a dumb fuck. Because I'm a dumbass. So you don't need to follow in my footsteps when switching to Linux or even switching to Void Linux. I'm just a dumbass. I wanted to switch to Void Linux in particular because I'm not super happy with the way that like Ubuntu is going, and there are a lot of things in Void Linux in particular that was unavailable on Mint, and I already forgot what all that stuff is. So I am going to be taking a little bit of a break for the next couple of streams. Probably just going to be doing some drawing or something. Doing something a lot lighter weight, and there's like a bunch of like issues that I'm having with like my tablet setup and other things like that thing to address, because there's like a sequence of things going on that are not very good. So I just need to go in and find out what all that stuff is, and it's kind of just a colossal pain in the ass. It looks like shit. Everything looks fucking awful. Yeah. So, aesthetics kind of matter to me, so let's just do. Let's do no. Oh. There we go. I'm okay with that. They're like a design. Very interesting. Animated comic template. Oh. I don't know. 3x9. Let's do that. I mean, this is probably going to be way oversized, but I don't know. I'm probably not going to get very peeps either because I don't have my. I don't have my ENG tuber up and running either. Ugh. I don't know. Shit. I don't like the flashbang. None did. Okay? Why? Oh, dear Lord. And Donka. Donka Shan. Donka Shan. Let's do. Select that, and then let's do. What kind of thing do I want to draw? Do I want to draw another one of my faces? Well, I mean, that's another thing. Because I can now. Oh, I probably can't. Because I don't think I can do a, I can do that. Just so I can have my face. I can do another cheek face. And then, okay, 2 download. Linking closed. Haha. Oversized, massive, and non-responsive. I'm sure. I'm convinced that there is a way that I can make it actually speak and stuff. Ooh, Davu. Hello, Davu, function 0. Hello. I don't recognize you. How's it going? It's what's good? Not me right now, I guess. But I'm hanging in there. It's been kind of a rough couple days. I am a furry. Yes, indeed. Indeed I am. Da. I am a furry, and I'm going to be attempting to draw my face yet again. Mm. Okay. That's a shame. Hello. Yeah, sound alerts are dead currently. So yeah, it happens. A lot of potential. Oh well, that's what the ban button is. You know what? Do 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 do. I could do a thing here, but I don't know if I could do it on. I'm gonna have to do that. Oh, can I? Yeah, I haven't. Yeah. I can't do that. Oh, wait. Is there? I think. Haha! Cool. Yeah. That's a thing that I could do. Slash alert or exclamation point alert or something. So, I want to promote you to be a mod, but I don't uh, have things for that on the phone. Okay, so that works, but Monday. Hold on. Yeah, I give it 6 months. Antifreeze do not last very long. Okay, edgy. Ooh. Oh, hello. I like this one. I mean, I can just do Control Alt. I do like this one. This one is nice. But yeah, I installed the Void Linux. Install the Void Linux. So, I have stuff. I don't know if I'm going to be doing. I don't know if I'm going to include chat. I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, I just installed Void Linux, so I'm going to be doing a bunch of setup and all that stuff. I did the dumb thing, and I did the really dumb way. Instead of setting it up via, I did the minimal ISO instead of the full desktop ISO. And apparently there's one that does the KDE Plasma, there's another one that does GNOME. So there's like other desktop environments that would be better. But I really like Xface, but I also don't like Xface. There's a lot of really good stuff that you can do with XFCE that I like a lot. But yeah, unfortunately I haven't gotten all the sound alerts and stuff. So I'm just gonna have to be a little bit more vigilant, which is, I guess, good practice for me. Tomorrow morning, I have plans to raid into someone. In particular, but we shall see if that's even a thing that I can do. I'm going to protect their privacy. So I'm not going to say who they are on stream. Or even in chat. Because they have expressed some stuff. But I don't know. I'll see. We'll see how it works. This is kind of cool. Kind of like that. Yeah, how you been? How you been? Yeah, no, I was a whole ass adult when you were a child. I was a whole ass adult. God, it looks so fucking weird that my mouth ain't moving. Bruh. I don't like that. I have to fix that. I have to fix it, but... yeah. Kind of a rough day today. A rough couple of days. You know what? Instead of that, let's do kitty. I mean, it is what it is. You know, a lot of people tend to forget that a lot of kids shows aren't just for kids. They also specifically are meant for the parents of the kids too, right? Because a lot of, at least all the good ones, they understand that, especially on television, that it's not just the child that's watching. It's also the parent of that child. And it's a lot better to have a kids show that can be enjoyed by adults as well than it is to have a kids show that's only enjoyable by kids. Because then you don't have the right kind of, you don't have any, whatchamacallit, you know, like you're not, like they're not held accountable, they're not, you know, there's a lot of other stuff involved in all of it, so. And that's one of the reasons why Cocomelon is so problematic, is that the parents aren't watching Cocomelon. And it's not just that, but they're not understanding how bad Cocomelon is. You know. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, you know, animators and stuff are going to have their own stuff. So if I remember correctly, it's something along the lines of, I kind of want to do a kitty. I want to do a kittens. I want to do cats. I don't really know if I want if I can. I mean, it's not a question of can, it's a question of if I have dispense for it. I can absolutely just go along these lines. Courage. Courage was not a kid's show. Whatever the fuck thinks that Courage was a kid's show, didn't watch Courage. A little bit disappointed. At least he was a real person. I don't know. Return the slide. You like that? I don't like that. I'm gonna probably like this even less. Oh, I want to draw a circle. Oh, Monday. I don't know. Oh. Oh, okay. Hey, look, I drew a circle. I drew a circle. I'm kind of curious how much can I cheat? No, I can't cheat that way. Oh yeah, and I have to complete it as well. I could probably cheat pretty hard, honestly. I really need to get a new. Let's do a cheat stream. Let's cheat at art. As long as I'm not using chat GPT. Chat GPT. Ooh, I mean, I could do a new PFP. I could do a new PFP. Let's do a new PFP. I don't know. I don't know if I like how. What I want to do is get more used to the tools, right? If I can get used to these tools a little bit more. Then, oh, that sucks. Helps if I do the code. Yeah? I am fucking starving, dude. I am so hungry. I also don't have a BRP. I don't have a BRP stream. I wasted so much fucking time. Oh. I should have done some more setup with the people. And I also don't know if I'm going to maintain the YouTube side of things. I mean, I can also go in and just private all the videos. I don't know. Fine, I'm fine. I mean, I'm not, but it's fine. Let's do. That's not a touchpad. Yeah, do you have Restream set up? Stream elements. Oh, you use stream elements and not OBS? I use OBS. I like OBS. Oh well, yeah, you're on Windows, so Stream Elements or Streamlabs and all that stuff. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go get myself something to eat real quick. I haven't had dinner yet. Yeah. I was a dumbass and decided to start streaming I was actually before I was actually ready for it. Yeah, I'm gonna be right back. I just need to get up. Okay. Stretch. Coopers. Ready? You do use OBS and just use stream elements. No, I thought it was smart. Now, smart, which I only am sometimes, I would doin and yum. My favorite power system? What do you mean by power system? Like, yeah, what do you mean by power system? Interesting. Hmm. I think my favorite is a certain magical index. Because that anime has a very strict power system, but the creativity that exists within it is really crazy. For instance, there's 3 different categories. There's magic, espers, there's mages, espers, and alchemists, right? So, espers are 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 explicable entirely through science, right? They have one ability and one ability only. Period. End of discussion. There are no exceptions. Simple. Now, what constitutes a single ability can be quite broad. I'll get into that. Then there's magic, which is entirely religious. So you cast specific spells, right? They are concrete spells that you have access to, which means that there's a predefined limit on it. And then, alchemy is mind over matter. However, it is placebo. It is purely placebo, which means it is also it also falls victim to the nocebo effect. So, to give an example, there is a certain magical index, which is the full name of the anime itself, and in it you have the religious side of things, and it's not just Christianity either. Yes, Christianity makes up a huge part of the anime, but there's also other religions that come into effect, and they have their own spells and stuff too, which is like super dope. Any Esper that performs magic ends up destroying their body. So, yeah. So, yeah, there's like a bunch of like mages and stuff. You know, religious mages, and usually they have like specializations. Like Igni is it's all about like fire magic and stuff like that. Then you have Railgun. You have codename Railgun. Her Esper ability is manipulating. Did you just see Tyson watching for more? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but Railgun's Esper ability is the manipulation of electromagnetic fields. So she's called Railgun because there are several scenes when she takes a coin and shoots it at fucking Mach Jesus, like sonoluminescence speeds. She is a literal fucking railgun. And there's also like a power scale system in world. There's like level zeros, which are basically people that are level 0 espers are individuals who are espers on paper, right? They provably have an ability, but their control of said ability is they might as well be mundane. They are literally just mundane people with extra skills. And then there's level 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes up to 5. And there's like something like 12 people that are level 5 espers in the entire world, basically. And Railgun is one of them. Right? Yeah. Like, she is a level 5. Technically, there's a level 6, which is Accelerator. He reflects vectors. all vectors. He has to consciously suppress his own ability just to be able to stand on the ground. Otherwise, he would reflect the gravity vector. If you shoot him with a bullet, you just get shot in the face. If you punch him, you break your own wrist. He's albino because he reflects all light. He can just turn off sound. He can just mute the world if he wants to. Yeah, they... So you do know about a certain magical index and a certain scientific railgun. Yeah, there's the whole clone thing, which is super fucked up. It is incredibly fucked up. But yeah, no, I fucking love a certain magical index. It's great. The whole fucking, what is it? The whole. Yeah, it's really fucking good, dude. There's a certain magical index, a certain scientific railgun, and a certain scientific accelerator. And the whole accelerator arc is fucking insane. It is so cool. It is by far one of my favorite arcs of any anime ever. And I am a huge Spice and Wolf fan. So, like, yeah. But I also feel like Spice and Wolf is a horrifically underrated anime. It's really good. It is so good. It's not exactly kid friendly, but it's really good. Let's go back to. I don't. I don't know how those ones work. Can I map this shit? I mean, I. I can always map this out. Fucking Mark Watney over here. Gonna science the shit out of this. God fucking damn fucker. Oh. Fucking close enough, guys. But really? You haven't been able to find a dub of Hunter x Hunter? Pretty sure you can do like. I'm pretty sure you can find one. I vaguely remember watching it because I knew, because I had a roommate that was into it, and I think they found it bad. You probably have to find it at certain pirate sites. So, Freeman, it kind of runs like dog shit. I mean, it might also be because this is a 4K resolution image. This is huge. This is probably taking up, but yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Depending on what kind of thing we got going on there. There we go. Come on, Cat2. We're not that bad. Come on. Come on, Cat2. You're better than this. How long have you been drawing? Come on. And then we just clean up. I don't like how I don't have to zoom. I want the zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoomy, zoomy, zoom. I want the zoomies. This is probably just taking a huge chunk of brain. A lot of information. I also heard someone say that they didn't really like Krita. They didn't like the way that the brushes feel, which I don't understand, honestly. And so I feel like a big part of the reason why people don't switch over to Linux, at least, like, before I totally understood why people didn't want to switch over to Linux, right? Because Linux is undeniably a very daunting thing to get into. Especially when you, like, see people like me who are using Linux and all they do is bitch about how much of a pain in the ass it is to get anything done, right? But I've also been very vocal as to why that is, right? I'm doing shit the dumb way. There are so many way better ways of doing things, right? Like even with Void Linux, which I would actually recommend. Void Linux is doesn't have a lot of oof. Yeah. I'll do it. But like Void Linux is not very difficult to get into. I'm just being dumb about doing it. Right? It's like the way that I'm doing it is fucking stupid. Because there's the the full desktop ISO. There's you can even do it with KDE Plasma, which I would recommend anyway. KDE Plasma is just a better desktop environment than Xface. Alright? Especially on modern hardware. There's no reason to do Xface on modern. XFCE is just like it's fine. It's a great, I do thoroughly love it. I love the customization ability, but it's for power users. It's not for your average person. I don't say everyone should use X, Y, or Z in Linux, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize, even within the Linux community, or at least the old Linux community, is that oh, you're using Ubuntu, oh, Arch is the only way now, or oh, Fedora is the only way, or oh, Red Hat, this, that, and it's so fucking bullshit. No, like there's tools. It's a tool, and you can choose to use a certain tool or not. And back in the day, Windows was just another fucking tool. It's just that Windows was, it used to have a much higher market share, and it used to be, it used to be convenient without, it used to be convenient without holding your hand. Right, and that's where Microsoft really shined. Was that it didn't get in your way. It used to just kind of allow you to do the things that you wanted to do without being an active fucking nuisance in your day-to-day life. I mean, you could say that. I used to have a Fedora. Where is my Fedora? Oh yeah, it's in Texas. And I am not. But also there's a Linux distro by the name of Fedora. But so like there's like a lot of contention within the there's a lot of really bullshit garbage fucking takes in the Linux community that I don't fucking agree with, and it's really, really sad to see these systems get these systems fall prey to this strange fucking entitlement and superiority bullshit that I don't. It's so frustrating, to see perfectly good systems just be relegated to these people that are trying so hard to convince people to adopt a whole new workflow, a whole new system, and sometimes I find myself doing it. Like I'm not gonna lie, I find myself doing it. That's something that I want to try and find a better way of convincing people to adopt Linux. Because it's really not that bad, right? It's really not that hard. Some of it is, taking all the reasons why people are saying that they don't want to adopt Linux and giving them counter arguments for that, and that only works for people that would already adopt it, right? That only works for the people that would already be willing to adopt Linux, because that kind of mindset only works for people that are willing to change their worldview about things, and who have critical thinking capability and are willing to exercise it. Right, like you, like you know, you're like, well, I don't want to leave Windows because, you know, because of like, you know, like people would say like, oh, there's certain games that I want to play, right? And then I point out that the games that are available on Windows, that are only available on Windows, are exercising problematic, you know, behavior anyway and shouldn't be supported, right? And they're like, okay, yeah, fair. Like the kernel level anti-cheat is a bunch of bullshit. I don't really agree with that. So I mean, an excuse to get away from that would be kind of incredible, right? Then there's, you know, the people that say, well, I'm worried about, you know, the workflow, which I totally understand. That being, you know, a legitimate reason to not necessarily want to adopt Linux, but again, everything that you can do in Windows, there's an answer to in Linux. And not only that, but most of the answers are just literally outright better than the Windows. Right? Like, that's a very common thread that I find in the Linux community as a whole. Like, Linux versus just Windows. Especially when Windows keeps just giving their consumers more and more reason to leave. Like, they're starting to put... like, there are people leaving Windows for shit that doesn't even affect them anymore. Right? Like, I see people, like, posting that, like, oh, they're putting ads in Microsoft Excel. They're putting advertisements in Microsoft Excel. And people that don't even use Excel or Office or pay for any of those services or anything like that are going, that is the most bullshit take. That is fucking stupid. And they're leaving. Yeah. They're leaving because of it. And they don't even use... people who don't even use these systems are leaving because of their bullshit. Yeah. Because of the stupid, the big dumb that Microsoft is doing. You know. And I find it fucking hilarious because they're literally just going, nuh-uh, to everyone. They're blaming the consumers, when it's the consumers that drive their stock prices. You know, it's almost like your ability to get away with shitty fucking business practices only stands as long as you don't piss off the customer in the end, right? And it's really funny because, you know, Microsoft existing in the things that Microsoft is doing has been way better of an advertisement for Linux than any Linux user ever has in the history of ever. There has not been a single Linux user that has done a better job at convincing people to switch to Linux than Microsoft has. Like, it's fucking hilarious. It's so funny. It's so funny to me, you know? It's absolutely hilarious to see the great, big, scary companies shooting themselves in the foot. Do such a it makes me so happy. Because I fucking called it. You know? I fucking called it. Yeah. Well, I mean, they should have known better. You don't open Windows in space. Haha. Like, I'm literally surprised that they're using Windows 11 in a fucking space station. Like, why the fuck are you using Windows in such a, mission critical situation? Windows 11, a notoriously insecure, notoriously twitchy, and unresponsive fucking operating system. Like, why would you do that? Like, not to mention all the proprietary hardware and stuff. That thing that fucking Linux is fundamentally built around, is being able to quickly and easily create, matching firmware for whatever, system you're doing. Like, Linux is literally supposed to be, that's why routers run on Linux, right? It doesn't run on, you don't have a Windows router. That doesn't fucking exist. I mean, like, it's not a thing that exists. Is how could it? And, like, I don't understand why, who in their right fucking mind, like, if I was an astronaut, I would literally be all like, no, you're putting a distribution of it. Like, I'm not going up in I'm not putting my life online for fucking this. It's not doing it. You know? Stick. So, okay. Oh, that's strong. Strong. What I can do. What I want to do is I want to do something along these lines, right? Yeah, just kind of sketch this out a little. I don't know where I heard that joke from, but it's not exact. That's like an old joke. Do you think they use Linux on the ISS? And me as a young individual with a sense of humor of a gnat, you know, and all the actual real reasons to use Linux in space, from kernel stability to hardware compatibility to all the actual things. And I got hit with, well, you can't open Windows in space. Having to remote in because it's literally like they're trying so fucking hard. They're trying so goddamn hard. And they just can't do it because they don't realize just how much they've fucked up. They don't realize that, you know, abandoning their views, their goals as a company has royally and truly fucked them. And it's hilarious. I love it. It's great. I don't know if this is any better. I had a better setup. No. Now, wasn't I supposed to be cheating? Yeah, because that looks like shit. I don't really know what this. I do like this last shape. That's cool. I like it. What if today was done? Hello? Oh, that's disconnected. Okay. I think... Okay, I think that's gonna be better. Maybe, we'll see. I think I need to, like, increase the pre-gain, and then the noise suppression, and then more gain afterwards. That's probably better. Wow, that looks like shit. Cool. Anyway, I'm gonna be done.